In Iowa, Rob Sand says a University of Iowa employee pocketed nearly $1 million by using university equipment and employees for his own business.
He says a federal agency is now looking into it. 6 News Iowa Capitol reporter Connor Hendricks joins us live with what's being done to make sure this doesn't happen again. Connor.
Well, John and Jacqueline, Auditor Sand says that this is the 4th report he's conducted that shows that there's some that has conflicts of interest with University of Iowa staff, and he says another one is on the way. Now, today's report, however, centers on Brian Bush, who worked in the machine shop of the physics department. Sand's special investigation identified $943,000 paid to Bush's company for jobs completed using Iowa staff and equipment. Whistleblowers alerted university officials about this in 2021, but Sand says there were early warning signs in 2019. He says that's when Bush had to repay the university for $3,500 for work done on campus for his own company. Sand says the university did not review their conflict of interest policies in 2019 or heighten review of Bush's transactions. He says the university needs to implement some changes.
The university needs to improve their conflict of interest policies. They also need to do a better job of verifying them, right? The university should move in the opposite direction of state government, where we are reducing checks and balances.
The university says Bush was placed on administrative leave in 2021, but that he was not fired until last week when Sand's investigation was finished. The university says they're looking at ways to recoup what they paid Bush and to other employees while on leave. The university says that they've also changed up their policies and increased oversight over the machine shop there on campus. They also say they're taking a look at ways to implement different procedures to minimize lengthy leaves of absence. Live at the Iowa Capitol Bureau, Connor Hendricks, 6 News.